Did somebody order a space pod?
Alright, thanks kid. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, so time to get started. Thanks to good old pal there. Shipped me a bit of a space pod for living in this base. Let's check out what is going on here. Not sure what's in here, but let's check it out. And got hydrogen, oxygen bottles, perfect. We'll take that. And of course, we always check the control seat. Ooh. The control seat. And see what's inside. And we got rifle and a data pad. Alright, so the data pad is gonna help us look for a space station, which might be a good thing to go check out as soon as possible because it's a brand new series, Surviving in Space. And I added some mods, so let's check out the settings, the mods really quick to kind of go over what we're gonna get ourselves into. Alright, so these are the mods we're going to play with: air traffic, assertive installation, corruption, PvE, combat, defense shield, easy inventory, light blocks, improvements, easy control panel access, modular encounter spawner, NPC program extender, NPC weapon upgrades, reavers, scarce resource, and surface occupation. And scarce resources will be fun. Alright, so scarce resources is its go-to to kind of build a storyline for your space travel, your space engineers. That way it gives you a reason to kind of travel to each planet or stay in space and such. So you have things like this. So Earth, you have iron, nickel, cobalt, silicon, ice, and magnesium. I'll leave the link to the mod and the description of it down below, so check that out so you can see where you can get your different resources in different planets. So we're gonna look at the settings too. Character inventory, I'm gonna increase that for the sake of building and making things faster for the recording, but I'm gonna leave the block inventory size as realistic this time. Last time I had it at ×3. I'm gonna save it as realistic, so you have to build more cargo to actually store stuff. So let's do it that way, make it a little more fun. Everything else is on default. I'm gonna not have asteroids fall on us as well. Alright, so I'm going to leave everything as default as much as possible. Of course, we're going to turn some things on just for recording purposes, like enable spectator mode, in-game scripts. And for the NPCs, we have to take off cargo ships and random encounters, because the mod itself will generate those and guide those cargo ships and random encounters on its own. So generally, you just want to turn those off to make it sure it works. And everything else we're going to leave on. We are actually going to leave on progression just to make things even harder than it should be. Yes, this is a space survival, PvE, scarce resources type of situation. So there's a bit of a story and purpose and progression to go through in space, going to different planets to get different resources and so forth. So this one specifically does have PvE, and things will come chase us down if we don't move around a lot. So speaking of which, a red marker just popped up, so I think we can't stay here for too long or we might get shot down. So let's actually get going and turn this thing on. Alright, so we have our thrusters on. There's scrap everywhere because the kid helped me get rid of some of these drones that were attacking me while I was hiding in the little hole from the moon episodes or moon series. So it's a fresh start. Progression is on. I have no good tools or no upgraded tools. Starting fresh, getting started, and surviving in space, as you see here. It's gonna be tough, especially with the PvE portions of it. And I'm not too sure what's in the asteroids in the sense of mining for different types of materials and resources. But we're gonna find out. Alright, so we are gonna start mainly by mining this asteroid that we are starting in, but I want to kind of settle down a little bit in a safe spot where a reaver or some kind of drone space pirate can't get to me quickly, and also so I can like really maneuver out quickly as well. So let's go. I keep seeing this little red marking that keeps popping up here and there, and it's getting me a little worried. So we're gonna have to keep our antenna on to kind of like monitor that waypoint or that marker that keeps popping up that's red. Because red, of course, is space pirates or any other enemies that might be around, maybe like the reavers and such. Alright, so luckily we do have a survival kit, and this survival kit does have the ability to mine for stuff. I think it's all connected to the back here in this cargo, I believe. So let's see if it is. We can check by maybe throwing something in here. Yes, it is connected. All right, perfect. So we are good to go in that front. We're gonna have to be very mindful of any markers, red markers that's gonna come up, because that's gonna be our downfall. Because of course we have no weapons except for my character's weapon, which is the automatic rifle, and that it might not be enough to defend against some of these things that are gonna be showing up here and there in space. So of course drilling in space is a little different. There's no gravity, so things will start flying away if you drill in this way or straight down into this asteroid. So the best thing that I do is actually drill down and hold F to collect whatever I can, and I'll collect the rest as it comes by when we get out of the hole, basically. So it looks like I'm kind of stuck right now. Alright, so that's the tactic of drilling. It's a little different from when we did on the moon, where there was a little bit of gravity. But yeah, so I'm gonna drill for a lot of materials, put in the survival kit, and I'll be right back. Got a good number of stone to refine, and I queued up a couple of things just to build automatically as we are gonna go off of this asteroid, or maybe circle the asteroid, because we need to find the very most important thing, which is ice. So we do have some ice, 339 of it in our O2 generator. That is going to help us for our hydrogen and oxygen on the space pod also, and also filling our bottle. So it is a pressurized chamber here in the front, as you see here. So we technically don't need our helmets, but I usually keep it on. And if that is the case, actually, you know what? If I am going to keep it on, I would likely just turn it off. Just to save some ice in the long run. So I am going to make everything visible first. And I'll take off the air vent. So let's turn that off so we don't waste too much ice. And leave it as that. Then we're going to have battery issues, same like we did in the moon. We can't use turbines because we have no batteries. So we're going to have to build solar panels on this space pod. And it's going to be a little difficult because the iron thrusters use a lot of batteries too, or energy. So we need to find resources to make a solar panel and or ice, because there is a hydrogen engine right on top here. So if we find ice and drill for ice, we'll be in good shape in terms of energy, but it's gonna be a little hard to find. One of the best ways to look for ores on asteroids is actually to circle around and spot any different colors on the asteroid. And you'll see if it's ice, iron, and gold, silver, those types of things. But again, I have no idea what asteroids have when it comes to scarce resources. Right, so I'm not seeing anything on the outside. Maybe it's deep inside. Maybe, just maybe. So what I'm gonna do is actually park near the asteroid and start digging to kind of see if I can get deeper, or use the drill to detect any ore inside this rock. So we should be slowing down a little bit. I'm gonna hit that. Nope, I'm good. Alright, pretty decent maneuver. Get some cover just in case. Ow. That was that. That hurt a little bit. Okay. Oh, door killed me. What a start. What? Look at that. Oh man. The door somehow killed me, but I have the survival kit, so I'm okay. So same aspect as the Moon series. The moment I lose my survival kit and I cannot respawn on my base or wherever I set up my medical rooms or survival kits, series over. But we are okay for now, so let's keep exploring. And hopefully I don't get killed by a door again. Alright, so let's get my drill out and see if I can find anything. And what is that? A mining transport, huh? Interesting. Don't really care to go explore it just yet because that's gonna cause issues. You never know what's in there. It might be an enemy. And I'm gonna have a big issue here because I do not see any ores anywhere. So that is very alarming. Alright, so I couldn't find any resources here, of course, except for stone. That's located here. So we're probably gonna have to travel around even more, or you know what? We're not gonna worry about the resources just yet and really start gathering some more stone and trying our best to navigate with just drilling for stone initially, and then really look for it later because we're gonna need an ore detector, which will really help us look for ore within the meteors. The asteroids. So let's just do that. I know I put progression on, so that gives us even more of a challenge. So we're gonna need an ore detector, and we're gonna have to progress to an ore detector as soon as possible. So an ore detector is under the lines of basic refinery, so it's in line with what we need to do. So let's check out progress in production. It looks like we didn't get too far because we need a lot of stone. And you know what? It's going to be a pain to keep drilling for stone manually. So I think I am going to modify this ship a little bit and really make it that I can use it to drill out for some resources. So let's see if we can even get to that kind of stuff. So we need a piston. I can't make a piston yet. Which is not ideal. So what we can possibly do is start up the progression, which I think it's going to start with landing gears, control seat, and so forth. Can we make a control seat now? Because I have a control seat right there. I cannot. So I think you need to work with progression to make the landing gear first. Then you can make the seat. So I gotta make a small landing gear. And that's unlocked. Probably the control seat and other things. So the next step will take the control seat down to the hack line, as you see on the right, and bring it back up to functional. Alright, so our progression should have gotten a little bit more stuff to make. It looks like it. So we need to make an assembler and a basic refinery soon. But let's see, we need a piston, which we said before was the... It looks like we need a battery to do that, which is also the basic assembler. So the basic assembler will do the piston. But let's say a drill. A drill needs a basic refinery. So we're gonna make a basic refinery for a drill, and instead of using pistons, maybe I just use connectors instead. Connectors and tubes requires the cargo, which I don't have cobalt for metal grids to make, which is going to be a problem. Not really, actually, because I do have a small cargo here. So if I take this down and rebuild it, will unlock progression. There we go. Perfect. So we thought that through pretty well. Now we can make conveyor tubes. Perfect. We do need assembler to start making small steel tubes, which is the problem. But we should be okay. So we're gonna need parts for a basic refinery, so we can start making a drill. So let's tack on the basic refinery on my 2-bar and find a good spot for it. Probably right here. What is this thing anyways? This is the O2 generator. Okay. So we can throw that there, or maybe throw it here. Let me open this up a little bit. I'll say it's a conveyor. So I'm going to take this apart, and it actually has small steel tubes. So we can use this resource and recycle it, basically. So even better. Alright, so I'll take the refinery. Then we're going to put it here and start putting it together. I know it takes a lot of parts, but we're going to have to work with what we have. And that is going to be the biggest issue that we're going to run into. Yes. Refinery's done. Perfect. Now, what we want to do is make a hole here potentially. So this is perfect. We don't have that many. That is scaring me, whatever that is. I hope it's not coming after me anytime soon. But you never know. Alright, so everything here is connected to the survival link. Yes, I would believe so because I've been dumping stuff here and it works fine. We are going to see what it's going to take to make the basic assembler. And we also got to find a good spot for it, which is the hard part. I want to keep building up there. I do want to put it down here, but I don't think I see any. Oh, no, yeah, I made a spot here. Perfect. That's actually ideal. We'll throw this here. Alright, so we have our assembler. Perfect. So, with that being said, I can take a look at here. So, large steel tubes needs iron. Perfect. So I think we're good and we're in good shape. The only thing we can make is metal grids. So, I don't know how we're going to do that just yet. So, we're not going to worry too much about that. We need cobalt for metal grids, which we don't have. Ice, we're going to have an issue with sooner or later. But let's not worry too much about that just yet. Alright. So we can now make some more stuff after making the basic assembler. I think we can make like a battery and all that stuff. Yep, battery. We can make the antenna. Yeah, the antenna, the pistons. That's what we mainly use the assembler for. And because the ore detector requires large steel tubes, I wanted to see what you needed for that. And it looks like, or detector components, that's what we need to look at. Detector components, please don't tell me it needs something very expensive. It doesn't. Iron and nickel. Perfect. So we can just queue up 20 of these guys here actually for it to make. And we can just make the rest of the stuff as we go too. So we are in good shape. Ow. This door really hates me. I don't know why. And I couldn't wait for the steel plates, so I exposed the batteries. They didn't actually know the batteries were here. It was between some of these little corner blocks, or yeah, corner blocks or triangle blocks, and that's what it was really there. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna keep battling these doors. Sooner or later, it's gonna really destroy me again. And that is it for today. We got a lot done with our space adventure. And we're just gonna get some more stone off camera, really, and really get our ore detector going so we can find some more ores around. If you like this new series, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to be alerted of the next episode. And as always, thank you. See you guys next time. Bye.